I'm Taylor Garrett, and I go to MacArthur High School. I was born into a shelter. Then from then on, my whole childhood, we lived from place to place, different apartments. I was exposed to sexual, physical, and mental abuse. I was abandoned. I didn't have a lot of guidance. When I was 6, we lived in a shelter again. We went back to the same shelter, the Star of Hope. Then we moved out because my mom got a job, and we moved into a house. And eventually she stopped paying the bills, and I would come home, it'd be no electricity. I wouldn't have any water to bathe in. Sometimes it wouldn't be food. It'd just be water in the refrigerator. At that time, my sisters, they knew. They were like, she's back on drugs. And I was like, no, she's fine. But one day, it was like in the middle of the night. She was really high. She was just sitting in the living room, and she had a gun. And she was just staring at the door. And she said the door was moving and somebody was trying to get in. It was scary. I wasn't sure what she was gonna do with it.
I knew she didn't want to be where she was. She didn't want to continue to live under the conditions that she was living in.
Either I perform well in school or I'll become another statistic. That's what it was for me. It was either I perform well or I get pregnant if I want to live. So I felt like it was easier for me to just perform well, because I've seen people that went a different route, that dropped out of school or performed poorly in school, and they end up where my mom is as an addict, or just worse. They just end up worse off. So I feel like if I want my future to be better, if I don't want to be in the same situation, if I don't want to repeat the cycle, I have to start somewhere. I have to make a change. So I had to build that within myself. I had to be self-motivated.
She had a strong will and determination, a drive. I mean, just really impressive to me. And I knew that this child had something great in store for her. I knew that God had his hands on her, because he had been walking her through her struggles and her storms, and making sure that she was okay.
For me, as long as I stay in school, I have something to live for, because I have to go to school and I have to do well. Not for nobody else, but for me. You have to want success, and you have to want it for yourself. Nobody else can want that for you. You have to want that. You have to want better. You have to want to get out of the situation that you're in today. You can't continue to, repeat the cycle, whatever cycle it may be. You just have to do something different. So for me, I want to say that, yeah, I did that. I beat the odds. And it turned out like, the people around me, I broke the cycle.
And I can't say how much, she really means to me. I'm just so overwhelmingly proud of her and her accomplishments and what she's going to eventually accomplish if she continues in the path that she's on.